Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So a quick bit about myself. I qualified. I started in architectural technology. Spent about 7 years in design offices, and then moved into construction. Went overseas, worked on in Qatar on airports as a lead site engineer, then up to design manager. Then transitioned back to, that was mainly working on airports. So I transitioned back to working as a field engineering manager on airports in the UK. And then joined BAM and spent 3 years with Michael and Greg in BAM in Ireland. Some great experience there. And my last 3 years, I've been working for Jacobs as the digital implementation manager for Ireland Life Sciences. So a bit about Jacobs, if everyone's not familiar, but we're a global engineering business, founded in 19. We've multiple sectors that we work in. So environmental, transportation, infrastructure, missions and solutions. The area that we're in is advanced facilities. So advanced facilities includes electronics, life sciences, and advanced manufacturing. And within life sciences itself, we've got a turnover of around 1.7 billion in revenue and over around 3,400 of resources that work solely in life sciences. And that's globally. So we have our main office here in Ireland, but also we have a large life sciences office in the US. And we also have a large office in Delhi. So we work globally on all our projects. It tends to be all three offices working together on any project around the globe. The way we work with that is that it ensures a 24-hour turnaround or a constant engineering development. So while we're not working, our colleagues in Delhi are working on our designs for us.
Yeah.
An example of one of our facilities. So this is a recent facility that we designed and it's been constructed, just to give the complexity of what a life science facility can look like. We take away the shell and we see the interior. They're very congested facilities, lots of services going on. In this one, it's about an 8,500 square meter facility with about 64 kilometers of pipe work, and about 214 meters of cables. And I think if I have the metrics right, it's about, excuse me, this is hot off the press. Yeah, we had about 13,000 square meters of ductwork in it. So very congested. A plan view of how it looks, and you can hardly see anything through it. So, but we managed to deliver this facility clash-free. There were around 25,000 clash groups and over 5,000 issues raised throughout the clash process. I'll get on to now how we managed that, but we did manage to ensure this was a clash-free facility before it went IFC and got constructed. So what we're doing in life science at the moment, everyone's probably more familiar with the first is ACC. Autodesk Construction Cloud is our preferred platform for model hosting. We primarily use Revit and Plan 3D, our design authoring applications we use. And this is just a topology of how we take our design authoring files, and these may come from Jacobs or our design partners or our contract partners. And then we use Revistu as our design coordination platform. So a bit about Revistu. Everyone's probably familiar with it, but we found this as the sort of leading design platform for us in order to manage our clashes on our design coordination on our projects. The advances or the kind of the solution that Revistu provides with fully automated clash detection and issuing of those clashes to the relevant people. It takes a lot of the workload away that I found previously using also ACC products, to be honest, in how you manage that. Revisto helps to coordinate all that and automatically just disseminate the issues to the relevant parties. There's actually an example there would be about, say, laser scanning. So again, how we can use laser scan data very quickly in Revisto. It can suit the point cloud files, and everyone who's on the project can get access to Revisto to be able to assess what's been installed versus what the design should be. So we found some really useful cases for Revisto on our projects. It's now becoming our standard platform for design coordination. Some other examples of what it, how it works. So an example here of how it's clashing with the clash group here. It identifies all of the clashes, groups them together, and then the issue tracker is really the powerful part of it, and how it then groups those clashes and as I said, issues them out to the appropriate person or people. Construction verification. So everyone's aware of laser scanning, but I think it's struggled to become a standard function or method that's used on projects, but it is we've definitely seen value in it in using it on our projects. We've had a recent project when I joined, it was actually in 2021. We set up construction verification. We would scan the site every week, and those scans would go back into Revisto. We then assess what's been installed versus what the design should be. This what it did is it created a mindset change really for our contract partners. So at the start, they would go onto site and they'd install where they think best suits them. First on site gets the first dibs on where the services go, and they quickly realized we were keeping an eye on that, and understood then that they needed to get in the right place. So over a period of a couple of months, all the trades, all the contract partners realized, we have to follow the model. The model is the source of truth, and we managed then to really improve the efficiency of how our trades coordinate on site and ensure their services are installed correctly. And you see from the slides earlier, it is really important on life science facilities that we get the services in the right position as per the design. As soon as one person moves out of position, it has a dramatic knock-on effect on all the other trades. We did a lot of off-site manufacturing facility I talked about as well. So we would design 15, 20 meter long steel skids with a lot of services in it. What we did is we took the laser scanning off-site, so we scanned those skids in the factory with all the services. We identified where there was discrepancies, mainly on the right-hand side here. You can see where the black is what's being scanned actually in the factory. The purple is what's in the design. We could tell that what was actually manufactured wouldn't have fit into the facility. And in a number of cases, we would have gone to site with that skid, lifted into position, and it would have clashed with other existing services, potentially causing damage, having quality issues on site where you have to do site welding or modifications. But we identified all that in the factory, got them to rectify it in the factory, and ensure that it got installed correctly. This is probably the one that really sold it to the project team and our client. That laser scanning is really a very important tool and method to use in site. So we were scanning the facility. What you see in green is a concrete bund, and what you see in grey and kind of wine color is a steel structure. It's a 30 or 40 meter long steel frame that sits outside the building and supporting all the main pipework and services coming into the building. We didn't intend to catch this. We were scanning the actual building itself, but the point cloud data picked up the bund, and later on it identified that the bund was 300 mil out of position. If we hadn't caught that, the unrealized impact would have been around 600K in rework, because that rack or all that steel would have come to site fabricated. They would have identified the error. They would have had to modify all that steel on site, probably had to take it back to the factory and redo it. There would have potentially been an 8-week schedule impact and increased resource requirements. And what we don't talk about much here probably is the mental affects the mental health, the stress on the project teams, the contract partners to resolve all that. In reality, we picked it up early enough. We got the design change made in the pipe rack before it came to site, and it ultimately only cost about 10K in redesign fees, which I think the project were really sold on when they see that the savings they made. Lastly, Revistu, it has some metrics built into it, but I'll get onto more about what we're doing in data analytics. Just quickly touch on Teams. Everyone's very familiar with Teams, but we've just one thing we've done with this is made our what we call our digital hub. So where Teams is widely used for meetings, and maybe everyone's doing this these days, but you can connect in all of your platforms into the one space in the general channel, and that just ensures that, or what we tell our project team is, this is the place to go for all the platforms we use, all the data we have. It's all hosted through the Teams environment, so you can connect to all your platforms there, and that it helps just to pull it all together. Onto data analytics. What we did in the last couple of years is looked at where all our data is hosted. So we've got multiple data sources in Autodesk, Revistu, EDA is another. It's a bit like ACC Build. PIMS is a CDE solution that one of our clients uses. But we've got lots of data, and historically we haven't been good at using that data, getting the value out of it. So we looked at how we can pull that data from those data sources and automate the process to get it into a solution like Power BI, where then we can run analytics on that data. And as I just showed at the very end there, we then host those dashboards on Teams. So our project teams have access to near real-time data in their Teams environment. A couple of examples of data analytics or data types. We've got design data, we've got project services data, we've got construction data, and these are all just examples of different types of applications we use. But what we're doing is we're pulling data from our design, project services, construction, and integrating it in Power BI. So now we can have progress measure and everything happening through Power BI. And lastly, we just on data analytics, we've developed an internal tool called Alluvial, because with Power BI, it's a great tool for transforming your data, integrating together, producing very good visuals. The licensing, unfortunately, just means that it's not as user-friendly or easy to disseminate and give access to the wider group. So not just Jacobs, but externally more so. If we want our contract partners and our clients, our design team to be able to see it, Power BI, you need to have licensing to provide that access. What our Jacobs globally designed is Alluvial, which is a web-based platform. Once we have developed the Power BI dashboard, we can then publish to Alluvial, and Alluvial is accessible by anyone. We just share the login details. The bottom, you see some examples. We now have metrics running on schedule, safety, quality and turnover, and engineering data. So some examples are we run progress measure on our piping installed during design and construction phase. Quality and turnover was the initial sort of stage for data analytics for us. And what we developed there were ways that we would track performance for our contract partners on site. And it actually worked out. It was quite good, quite positive feedback. Initially, maybe it was seen as a bit of overkill, or the trades weren't fully bought in. But when they saw that, that we were identifying the issues, and we were kind of promoting the use to close out issues, to get your FOKs, your mock-ups right the first time. It helps improve quality performance and schedule performance on site. And we had sort of performance metrics running on our teams for that project. All those tools were sort of things that we standardized across our projects, and our project managers now and our project teams would use them on pretty much all our jobs. AI is just something I said I'd touch on. I think we're probably all looking into it to a certain extent these days. But it's an emerging technology. Wouldn't say we're leading the way or anything, or we're have any advancements in it yet. But a couple of examples where AI does add benefit, I believe, today, and I do use it myself, are the likes of helping you to resolve simple coding, Excel formulas, Power BI formulas. I would use it regularly now when I haven't used Excel maybe in a couple of years, and I have to go in and produce a spreadsheet, or we're trying to move away from Excel, to be honest, on all our projects, get into other solutions. But like the Power BI, if I'm trying to work out how to do some calculations within Power BI, could take me 20 minutes, half an hour, could take me an hour to figure out what I'm getting wrong. If you use GPT, which I'm sure a lot of us are doing, it'll tell you in 2 minutes and saves you a lot of time, a lot of effort. And these are just two examples to where I think ChatGPT can add value today to our business. And what we're doing in Jacobs is just to educate our project teams that the tool is there now, and at just very basic level, it will help you in your day-to-day job if they get used to using it. Now, we have moved away from ChatGPT. We use Copilot. It's been rolled out in Jacobs recently, and it's there's the Copilot version is a corporate version. It's a safer one to use for inputting corporate data into it, or business data and client data. So it's a more secure platform for us to use. And Jacobs now are looking to build their own AI solutions, which I'm sure we're all looking at. For one is coding, they've just rolled that out, so an internal coding program, and engineering technical library source, so being able to quickly source standards and specs, etc. And that is everything for myself. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.